Okay. Are we fixed? This is live.
I blame Vernon.
Or at least it's live on our end.
I blame Vernon.
I blame me. Okay. I see us live.
There we go.
We're good.
Oh my live. God, stop touching crap.
Okay. All right. Vernon made a good joke. I'll show it to my brother later. Thank you, Vernon.
I'm not doing it now because it's jacking things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched those two movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even get to say the other one because you're interrupting me. I watched Tokyo Drift. This is the only Fast and Furious movie I didn't see yet because I had no reason to watch it. Except I'm going to have a reason to watch it now, so there you go.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say about the Hitman's Bodyguard is, like, you would think that would be a phenomenal movie. It's got Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson in it. Like, these two people together, like, it seems like it would be fantastic. And the movie is just blah. Like, how are you going to get Nick Fury and Deadpool in one movie and it's just... It should be, like, one of the, like, funniest movies ever.
Yeah.
Like, Samuel L. Jackson coming in this hardcore, like, tough as nails, and then Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. Like,
it had so much potential. It had so much potential, and it really didn't live up to what it could have been.
No. And I feel like that's a fault of, like, the screenplay of that movie. Like, they wrote the screenplay, and then they maybe adjusted it just a little bit once they got word of who was going to be in the movie. But otherwise, it really didn't do that much. It was very light. I'm wondering, though, here's the thing, and this is a theory I want to test, actually, with the sequel. The original movie, if it did like what I said, where the screenplay was written, they had no idea it was going to be Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, fine. But now the screenplay for the sequel, your characters are Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Will the humor and the story and everything see an increase in quality now that they know who's playing those roles?
Maybe.
That was my big takeaway from Hitman's Bodyguard. So
yeah, that is a takeaway. I've got nothing to add to this because it's like I watched these two movies. They were just very fine and okay. And stay tuned for that Fast and Furious talk, though, because that is we're going to probably ramp some of that up as we get closer to the movie coming out, which is why I had to watch Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. What else do we have going on? What movies? Let's see. That's what we were talking about, is what movies you've seen.
Yep.
I already covered. So we covered Cruella and Quiet Place last week. I guess like the only movie that I remember that I've seen this past week is In the Heights, which I'm still working on our review for it. We're not going to review In the Heights tonight on the tagline. We did film a separate review for it, which I am working on editing and getting it out. I will try to get it out either later tonight or it will be hopefully tomorrow, because if it's not out by tomorrow, then it's kind of pointless since we got to see an early screening of it. So that's my goal. Anyways, that was it for movies watched. Vernon said he watched Plan B. Is this like a Plan 9 from outer space, or is Plan B like a movie about like wasn't Plan B like the nickname for like the morning after pill? I know we're gonna get like a little a little dark on this subject, but is that what that's about?
It's like birth control.
Yeah. Well, more specific.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Move on.
Okay, it's about the drug. So the morning after pill is what it's referred to. Anyways, So good movie, vulgar but funny. Interesting.
All right.
Movie news. Let's get
There we
into
go.
some movie news
Let's get into that.
because it'll put my brother in a good frame of mind. Box office numbers. Do we have some box office numbers this week?
Oh, there's a little bit. Let's see if I can find something. Not well. I say there's a little bit, but honestly, like, there's only one really big story in terms of box office, and I don't even know if I can find like the actual number here. But, Quiet Place and Cruella both doing more as they both came out like last week. Cruella's release, Quiet Place's release, all that, but. What I'm interested in and what I can't actually find and what I really want to talk about in this piece was actually the box office for, I think I can actually find it right here. Give me just a second. There it is. Let's see if I can get some information here. There we go. Okay, so there it is. That's what I was looking for. The big one I want to talk about was Fast 9. It is not yet out domestically, but worldwide, internationally, that thing has made over $250 million.
Jeez.
Which is fan-freaking-tastic for the world trying to come out of a pandemic. I just really wanted to take this time to really note that because that's a huge, huge deal. And I think that bodes well for what this movie is going to do here in the States as well, because we are, I believe, last I heard, half the country has been vaccinated or something like that. So we're out of this. We're moving out of this. So F9 is going to probably do huge. It's going to be like the first real big return to movie theaters, I believe, when it comes out. So.
Speaking of which, thank God you mentioned that because I completely forgot to mention this earlier in regards to Patreon, but we'll go ahead and use the topic of F9 to bring this up. The Patreon movie watch-along of this month will be a Fast and Furious movie. I believe we have this planned for... What do we have? Did we have this planned for not this coming Thursday because we're doing the movie
we're
trivia.
pros. We're pros here, let me tell you.
That'll be next Thursday, next week. That'll be the 17th. We are going to do a Patreon watch-along of one of the Fast and the Furious movies. To determine which movie that will be, we're going to put a poll up on Twitter at CineFanaticsMLP as soon as we figure out which movies are actually available to stream. We'll probably choose... How many do you want to choose? Like 4 or 5?
Well, we'll have the max choice of 4 because that's how Twitter polls work. So we'll do 4.
Okay. So if we can find 4 Fast and Furious movies that are streaming, we'll put those 4 up, or we'll choose 4 of our favorites if all, like 8 of them, 9 of them, whatever. I forgot Hobbs and Shaw. If all 9 of them are streaming, then we'll do... Yes. Then we'll do the poll for that so we decide, so y'all can decide which movie we watch. But that one will get up probably within the next like day or 2.
Yeah.
So
I'll say we'll have it up probably by Thursday.
Yeah.
Love this. Thank you so much, Brandon. Appreciate that.
It is the show where it's the show where the tagline is the tagline of the show.
Hey, you know what? He's got it close enough for me. I'm game.
Is that what it actually is? Like, I can't. The show where the tagline is the title. Okay, yes. Sit there, made me like question my reality and everything.
You had an existential crisis just now.
I did for a second. Like, what else could go wrong right now?
What the hell is the tagline for our show?
Yes, it has to be on the 17th because we don't have any other time to squeeze it in this month. Again, remember my talk about time and money? Yeah, that's having to squeeze time in where I can get it. That's what we're doing.
So look, here's the thing. Anything that gives him an existential crisis is good enough for me, honestly.
Yeah, because I'll just be a complete wreck. I'm fine with that. I mean, that's the story of my life, I guess.
Give me my bottle of whiskey.
I mean, seriously, it's in the kitchen. I mean, Anyways, so yeah, be on the lookout for that poll. We'll also post about it in the Discord. So if you are on our Patreon at the $1, the Neo tier, you'll have access to our Discord. So you'll see like behind the scenes information and whatnot. So
This is the universal sign for Discord.
Yep. Other box office, other movie news. Apparently, that Cruella movie is doing very well. So well that they decided to make a sequel to it. Which I could have sworn was like 101 Dalmatians, but apparently there's going to be a whole nother movie in between. So, not really going to spoil anything from Cruella, but if you've seen it, if you've seen the end of Cruella, specifically after the credits, you know where it was headed. It just feels logical in conclusion, but
I don't want to spoil Cruella, but if you guys have seen 101 Dalmatians,
it's going to eventually get there. Obviously, yes. But I do feel like that there is a small gap in there that I feel like a sequel could fit. By the end of Cruella, I don't feel like she's quite the Cruella that we know from 101 Dalmatians. She's not to the point where she's actually all in about skinning puppies. So
I don't want to spoil Revenge of the Sith.
That's not spoiling anything.
I don't want to spoil Revenge of the Sith, but if you've seen A New Hope,
I mean, you know what happens to Anakin, right? I mean, who do you think that big black dude in the helmet with the breathing problem is? I mean, just gonna say.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
And that you should. That was a proper decision.
Cruella was good. Yeah,
I agree.
It. I had a review somewhere.
I actually went to go see it in the theater with a friend like a couple of days ago too, and it was still good. The soundtrack is phenomenal, especially in the theater. So, I really liked Cruella. So I'm all for the sequel, just because I am kind of curious. Like I said, not spoiling the movie at all, but she still is kind of like somewhat good-hearted in nature. And I'm wanting to see like that connection between her at the end of this movie to hopefully being that link to her just going completely psycho by the time 101 Dalmatians starts.
I don't know if that happens. I don't know because I'll paint you this picture. So you watch the 2009 Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek?
Yeah.
And events happen within that film that send them on a completely different timeline. I believe it's called the Kelvin timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And that shows that everything that happens within the J.J. Abrams Star Trek universe now is a completely separate thing from the original TV show.
Yeah.
I think that's the situation we're looking at here. Something happened, something within Cruella. This is a different Cruella than what we know from the original 101 Dalmatians. She's not going to be skinning puppies. I don't think she's going to ever have it within her to do so.
Well, I was kind of hoping for that, just because, like, if you look at the Maleficent movies, they've basically made Maleficent to be a misunderstood character. When if you go back and watch the original Sleeping Beauty animated movie, she's a straight up. I mean, she is mean. She's just not a good person.
The word is villain. She's a villain.
Villain. Sure. I felt like it needed to be a little stronger, but I mean,
she's a bad person.
She's not a good person. So, I was kind of hoping maybe they could do that, but yeah, I can see them also going let's call it the safe route and still make Cruella someone who's just misunderstood, or it's like just an ego persona. Okay, so I'm going to guess that this is what I think it is.
Hey, guess what?
All the chat wants to see it.
Hey, guess what?
Oh, did you get it too? So I was gonna do this.
You put it in the chat.
I know. Huh?
He put it in the chat. I can click on it. I saw it. Guess what? We don't have any mods on this channel, so y'all feel free to just do whatever you want. Yeah. Congrats on losing your wrench, Vernon. You thought I was kidding? You think I was joking?
I love it. Oh, that's good.
Welcome to the dictatorship that is known as Cinefanatics.
Oh, that's funny. That looks so good. No more wrenches. Anarchy.
Oh, no. Joke's on you. I still have a wrench because I run this channel.
Wrenches will be doled back out by the end of this program or later. Whatever.
That fool does not speak for me. You guys have earned this. We need to talk about movies again. Come back.
You've gone mad with power, my friend.
Well, hey, that's what you get.
Speaking of being mad and evil and whatnot, Rob Zombie is making a movie version of The Munsters. For those of you who may not know, The Munsters was an old TV show that was based on a creepy, kooky, spooky family that's not the Addams Family.
There you go.
Yeah. So, what was it? Where is it they lived at? Was it 1313 Mockingbird Lane, I believe? I know Garth will let me yay or nay on that one in the chat,
Lane.
but yeah, it was like 1313 Mockingbird Lane, I think. So this is a family, kind of like the Addams Family. It's a very creepy family. The patriarch of the family is, I'm using patriarch wrong, but the lead person was Fred Gwynne, playing Herman Munster, who's basically the Frankenstein's monster. There was his wife Lily. There was Grandpa.
I think you used it right.
Yeah, well, the patriarch I would have said would have been technically Grandpa because he lived with them as well. So yeah, they're all various takes on the old Universal monsters. Like Grandpa was a vampire. Again, Herman Munster was a Frankenstein monster. Lily was kind of like an Elvira type character, like a siren or yeah. Okay, so Garth is saying 1313 Mockingbird Lane. This is Rob Zombie doing this. So what I'm wondering is this going to be like a straight serious take where he's going to replicate there's going to be humor involved, or is this going to be like just a straight Rob Zombie movie? So in the same vein of his Halloween remake or the House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil Rejects type of movie. I'm wondering, I'm kind of curious because I could actually see this going either way, and I'm kind of interested in it no matter what direction it takes.
Yeah.
The car in Rob Zombie's Dragula music video was based on the Munsters car. Yeah. I kind of like this idea. Now, I'm trying to remember who all is playing in it besides Sherry Moon Zombie, which obviously, she's going to be Lily, so why not? I know there was another cast list for this, and it was made up of all. Let me see. I'm trying to pull it up, so that's why I'm kind of delaying in how I'm talking here. Yes, that's the original cast. How about the new cast? Okay. It looks like it's made up of a lot of people that have been in Rob Zombie's movies. He tends to cast the same people in all of his movies. So Sherry Moon Zombie, of course, being a part of it. Let's see. Jeff Daniel Phillips is as Herman. Richard Brake. Okay, so Richard Brake is gonna play Grandpa. So Richard Brake's been in a couple of Rob Zombie movies. He's also mostly well known for playing Joe Chill in Batman Begins.
And he's going to play Grandpa?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird casting right there, but apparently the casting is rumored, so this is all based off of the fact that, again, Rob Zombie's doing this movie and he has a tendency to cast his friends in it. So yeah, like this. Why does he put his wife in everything? Because it's his wife and he can put her in everything. So why not?
That's his reasoning.
I mean, it's a good a reason as any. I mean, I'm just saying.
That's why up until a certain point, you always saw Helena Bonham Carter in a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the same with Linda Hamilton in James Cameron.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I think she was only in the Terminator movies, but I mean,
same kind of. So it's a great example.
Yeah, fantastic example. Glad I brought that one up. Just to prove how much I know about movies and casting and relationships and friends and whatnot. Let me bring up something that completely doesn't help support that as support. Great.
Well done. Yeah, so here's my thought on this movie. It's gonna be wild. Okay. Sounds interesting. We'll see. It's okay.
I kind of want to see I do want to see him play the comedic route with it, though. Rob Zombie doing a comedy movie with like horror elements. That would be fantastic.
How often has he done that?
Never. All of his movies have all been like straight, like dark and horror and okay. I can't say I can't say never, because there was the animated cartoon that he did. I didn't know we were going to be like talking about Rob Zombie this much.
Yeah, we don't have to. I got nothing to add to him.
I know you don't, but what was the movie filmography? What was it? The Haunted World of El Super Beasto. It was an animated movie. It did have like a lot of his characters from House of a Thousand Corpses and that franchise in it, but otherwise there was comedic elements to that, but it was an animated movie. Kind of in the same vein as like the animation for the White Zombie music videos. So, yeah. Anyways, while we're talking about castings, let's bring in our main topic. This is going to be a first. Our main topic is actually a bunch of topics, but we're going to knock them out like here real quick because there's a bunch of these. The first one I want to get to was one that I feel like was actually announced today, in that like we previously were talking about how Dwayne Johnson is going to be doing the voice of Crypto the Superdog in a future DC animated movie about like all the Super Friends pets. Well, they actually released a little teaser today that gave us the first look at Crypto, which, I mean, that looks good. This Crypto kind of looks like he's in the Secret World of Pets. It's the same kind of like
Secret
animation look. Yeah, Secret Life of Pets. It looks like one of them. But on top of that, we were also given like the cast list of this movie. So on top of Dwayne Johnson playing Crypto, we've also been told that he will be joined by Kate McKinnon, John Krasinski, Vanessa Bayer, Natasha Lyonne, Diego Luna, and Keanu Reeves, which, I mean, awesome. The other one that really draws my attention is that they did like those people. They announced that they're a part of it, but they didn't say who they're playing. So like one of them is probably going to be like, was it like Speedy, which is like Flash's cat or I can't remember. Speedy was the Green Arrow sidekick, whatever. Some other animals that belong to some of the DC superheroes. I'm not that certain, but the one that I do know of was Ace the Bat Hound. They did confirm that Ace the Bat Hound is going to be played by Kevin Hart. This one I kind of have an issue with. I love Kevin Hart. He's a great comedic actor. But I want to bring to your attention, how is this supposed to be playing this? Look how serious this Bat Hound is. He looks like he's ready just beat some criminal elements to a pulp.
Bite him.
Say what now? This is playing this. I don't see it. I can't see Kevin Hart playing Ace the Bat Hound. And they're going to make Ace like completely just a goofball character, which is off the wall. To reel it back a bit, though, I have a feeling this animated movie is probably going to be more geared towards kids. Typically, anything involving like Crypto the Super Dog, stop it. Everything involving Crypto the Super Dog and the pets have always been like more for like the little kids. The animated cartoon that they did.
Guys, breaking news. Most animation is usually geared towards kids.
No, it's not anymore.
No,
a lot of there's a lot of animation for adults.
Shut your face! I use the word most.
But
there's a reason for that. I know that.
Here's the thing: I don't think that this is going to be like a wide audience. That's what I'm trying to say. This is not a wide audience. This is a family-friendly, meant more for kids. They may be playing up Ace the Bat Hound being more silly, more goofy, which is why they got Kevin Hart in it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, yeah, I like this. I think he will play Ace the Bat Hound in an Adam West camp style. He tries to act serious like Batman, but then freaks out when things possible.
I can see that.
Sausage Party is geared towards kids. I mean,
Sausage Party would fall into that that little bit that I left room for, which is not for kids.
I mean, it could technically be geared towards kids, depending on how young you feel at heart, at Kevin Hart,
or how awful a parent you are to your children.
Yeah. Anyways,
just saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I was kind of like leery on that. Kevin Hart as Ace the Bat Hound, whatever. That's weird. Other casting news that we're going to move on to. While we're in the realm of superheroes, it was also announced that Issa Rae is playing Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman, in the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse.
Now, when I first saw this, I didn't see that this was for Into the Spider-Verse. I just saw Issa Rae is playing Jessica Drew. And I was like, yo, okay. I'll watch it. Let's see it. Let's see it happen. Mm-hmm. Let's bring it to life. And then I saw Spider-Verse and I was like, you know what? Not changing my opinion. Still let's see it. let's bring it. let's put it up there. I am interested though. It's like, I mean, how do we feel? I feel like I would be okay with seeing her as Spider-Woman live action too. But either way, I'm behind this casting.
I like her as the voice of Jessica Drew, but the one thing that I'm questioning, and I'm not complaining about this, but I'm just kind of curious as to what direction they take this. Much like the image that we have here for the Spider-Verse movie, are they going to leave Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman as essentially a white woman, or are they also going to make her black in relation to Issa Rae? Because I mean, here's the thing. Like, honestly, I could see it go either way. Like, kind of like what you were hinting at. If they were to do a live action Spider-Woman, if she was to be playing Jessica Drew, I feel like that's one of those roles I feel like it absolutely is okay, like changing the ethnicity of the character in that role just to add the diversity into this property.
Her ethnicity doesn't matter.
That. No.
It's not like you... It is nothing close to like, hey, we got to make Black Panther white. No, that doesn't work. His ethnicity is part of his character, for sure. Like, you can't do that.
There's a part of me that kind of wants to hear of the white Black Panther just to see the entire like internet collapse.
Don't want it.
I don't want it to actually happen, but I want to hear like someone break the news and say like this is what's happening, and just watch the whole internet just we're done.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see that. It's okay. It's okay.
So here's the thing, though. Like, I was reading up on this, and Jessica Drew, the original Spider-Woman, there's a lot of still technical copyright issues or licensing issues with her. So looking back into the history of Marvel, she was only created just to hold on to the copyright of like the Spider people being affiliated with Marvel.
Sounds familiar.
For example, in Marvel, you have Luke Cage, better known as Power Man. If you want Power Girl, that's DC.
Yeah.
So just because you stuck the name like Power Person, in this case, Spider Person, it could be like easily DC could have capitalized and created a Spider Girl or Spider Woman and taken that property away from Marvel. They only did that to hold on to that license, which is real interesting. But apparently, originally, that Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman is a part of the package that Sony got when purchasing the rights to Spider-Man and Spider-Man related properties. So to be able to do a Jessica Drew, like in this case, Spider-Verse is solely done by Sony, but there's only so much they can do. Like they can't mention her having any relation to the Avengers. I don't even think, like in this case, because of the link with Spider-Man and the MCU, I don't think they can even say that she has any connection to Spider-Man. Even in the comics, she's not even like really like she doesn't actually have spider-based powers. She just kind of has like some webs like under the arm type of thing. She's not really spidery at all. So it's kind of weird, but yeah. I'm kind of curious where they might take her in that direction. So
I just like, I mean, baseline thing I'm excited about is the Spider-Verse 2. The fact that we're getting a Spider-Verse 2 and now they're adding characters like her into this and casting some dang good choices for voice talent for her. I'm all about all of this. I really am.
Yeah. Other ones I want to jump on real quick. So we were told that Donnie Yen is joining John Wick 4 or John Wick Chapter 4. Today we also were told that Bill Skarsgard from It is also joining John Wick 4.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting where the casting is going. Like obviously Donnie Yen is going to be in some kind of a fighting, probably antagonistic. Well, I don't know. He could be like a friend of John Wick. I don't know. He's definitely going to be doing some fighting because you don't put Donnie Yen in your movie and not let him fight. I mean,
is he part of a high table?
Yeah, I mean, he could be, or I'm eager for that because these movies are like custom made for someone like Donnie Yen to just come in and completely wreck shop. Yeah. Like the last movie, we got Halle Berry. She did good. This one, yeah. Donnie Yen. I want to see this.
Yeah, Halle Berry and her dogs. Her dogs.
Yeah. Those dogs wreck shop. Like those dogs did phenomenal. Bill Skarsgård, though, I'm kind of curious as to what he's doing in this. I'm wondering if he's going to play like a side role, kind of like John Leguizamo in the first one. I think the first two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall seeing him in the third one. So
in Parabolum.
Yeah.
Parabolum.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing him in that. I think he had a bit role in the second one. I do remember him in the first. So thoughts, feelings, opinions?
100% excited about this. Donnie Yen is one of those that I pretty much get excited. Like, aside from the fact that I haven't gone back and watched like the Ip Man movies, just because generally speaking, martial arts isn't typically like my genre of movie. But
gonna give away a wheel slice right there.
Nobody's watching this. That's fine. But excuse me, nobody that I'm going to compete against is watching this. It's fine. Anyway, you're throwing me off. I like Donnie Yen. I think he's a fantastic actor. I loved him in Rogue One, and he was like one of the big highlights of that movie for me. And so seeing him kind of come into this universe, this is just like, oh, it's like the puzzle piece that fits so well into everything John Wick. So I am very on board, very excited to see what they do with Donnie Yen in John Wick 4.
Yeah. And so moving on to the next one. Next one I'm going to talk about here is apparently, y'all remember Christina Ricci? She played Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family movies. Well, she's gonna be in The Matrix 4. Which I could have sworn they were like already done like filming this. Like, were they done filming and they're just now announcing that she was a part of like what they filmed like a couple of months ago? Or
maybe.
It's always kind of weird, like the way Hollywood works as far as casting goes, because I've heard of castings being done after the fact. Now, some of it, like later on after we've received word that, like, say a movie's been, like the production is wrapped on filming, typically the people that they are announcing casting are doing like voices, or was it like ADR?
Yeah.
For example, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was finished filming. And then, hi Lola. And then it was announced that Miley Cyrus is going to be in the movie. Well, she does a bit role of voicing a computer at the end of the movie. So all of her addition to that movie was all done in ADR. So
it took literally a day of just recording.
Yeah. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, if Matrix 4 is already done, is Christina Ricci just doing something small bit part? Is she voicing a computer or whatever? Like, is she the voice of the Matrix type of thing? I don't know.
That would be interesting because, I mean,
Christina Ricci she hasn't really been someone who's known for her voice. So,
not necessarily. It's been interesting because we've already been familiar with the Matrix universe. We see how it operates. We see how the machines operate within it and everything. So, are we in a position where Christina Ricci makes sense to just be a voice of an inanimate object, or not inanimate, but a machine of some sort, someone that doesn't have a physical appearance to them? It's something CGI related, maybe. Then, yeah, that makes sense. But otherwise, what we have is a situation where she was on set and she was shooting things and we just didn't know about it until now.
Yeah. The problem with this, though, is like we could speculate all day. We don't know what Matrix 4 is about. Like, as off the wall as Reloaded and Revolutions was, they did at least end the story. Like, there was the idea set up in the original movie, and then there was a story that was created in the second and third. That story was completed. It was done. There's no need to expand or recreate or go back to it. So what are they doing in this fourth Matrix movie? Why does it need to exist? We still don't have those answers. So it's kind of hard to speculate on what anyone or anything is doing in these movies thus far. So, and then the big one is, and this is still pure rumor. Like, I feel like I haven't actually heard any confirmation. This was reported by the Illuminati, who, I mean, a lot of people take rumors from Illuminati with a grain of salt, but
sounds like a reliable source,
I guess. This one is reporting that Tenoch? Yeah,
sure.
Tenoch Huerta is going to be portraying Namor, the Submariner, in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, or Black Panther 2. This is kind of interesting. I mean, this is kind of like, go back to look at the thumbnail for this episode. I did put him on there, like I adjusted his eyebrows and made his ears pointy, but this is interesting casting, because when I heard about this, I immediately, first of all, I didn't know this actor at all. Apparently, I've seen like a few things he's in without actually knowing him. But I went and looked him up. I was like, okay, I could kind of see this. He is a Hispanic actor, but this is another one of those that, like, I kind of like we were talking about with Issa Rae and Jessica Drew. I feel like you could potentially change the ethnicity of this character, especially because the ethnicity of I'm gonna clarify. The ethnicity of Namor is half human, half Atlantean, kind of like Aquaman. So, I mean, that's the ethnicity right there. There is no real rooted ethnicity. We've just always seen Namor in comics. He looks white.
Where is Atlantis supposed to be within the Marvel universe? I know that we had that brief maybe mention back in Iron Man 2.
Like the Atlantic Ocean.
So it's somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. So surrounding countries, we're looking at kind of that area. I mean, that is, was
plausible.
Africa, maybe South America, that somewhere within that range, the eastern side. Well, yeah. I'm not even thinking about geography tonight, honestly.
It's plausible. It could make sense that, like,
I think it makes more sense.
Aspect. Yeah, in a real world aspect, that he wouldn't be white.
It's the same exact reason why we see Wonder Woman as someone who is not of a pure white, just more of a
Greek.
She's well, yeah. So Wonder Woman kind of originates Greek, so she's more with Gal being more Israeli, so more of a skin tone, obviously, that you would find in the region that Themyscira would probably be found in. It's a more realistic take on the character. This is exactly what this character would look like in the real world, not necessarily how they were drawn and portrayed within the comics. And good casting, if that's the case.
Yeah. And that's the thing, kind of like what Garth is saying here. Like, Aquaman was blonde hair, blue eyed, like Patrick Wilson, but Jason, they're taking liberties with this character and adjusting them. Like, I'm not a big fan. It's well known on this channel. I'm not a big fan of Aquaman. The movie. Well, the character. I'm not a big fan of Aquaman, the character. He's just. But by the same token, I'm also not that huge of a fan of Namor. But I kind of like the character of Namor just because he's more of an anti-hero. He was a hero, like, back in the 40s, teamed up with the Indian invaders with Captain America, the robot Human Torch. And then he became more of a villain, like in Fantastic Four. And more recently, he was a villain leading an army against Wakanda for... I'm not even going to go into the storyline. I don't even know where my nerdy glasses are. But... so basically, in the comics over the past couple of years, there's been this huge all-out war between Atlantis and Wakanda, and I'm willing to bet that's where this is headed with this movie. Yeah, especially if Namor actually is going to be involved. So I like this idea. I like Namor being in this movie, especially because what's her face has already hinted at this. Oh, what was her name? What's her character's name? Was it Denai Guerrera?
Okay, yeah. Okoye,
yeah.
Like, you're giving me nothing, man. You're giving me nothing.
In Avengers Endgame, she hinted at this, where they were talking about, like, a disturbance out in the Atlantic Ocean. They're like, well, we're just going to leave it be because it's in the ocean. It's not hurting anyone.
It's an earthquake. We do nothing. Yeah. We handle it by doing nothing about it.
Yeah. So there's been hints already at Atlantis in the MCU. So time to just, like, actually, like, let's build on this.
And Namor has been someone who's been rumored at for a while. He's ever since Universal Properties started reverting back to Marvel back in the day. This is a situation that was the same with Namor. Like, Universal, for some reason, had the rights to Namor. As far as I'm aware, they still have the same amount of rights as they do over Hulk. I don't know if those Hulk rights ever actually fully reverted back to Marvel, but it's the reason why they haven't introduced another solo Hulk movie. And it's why at this point, unless it has reverted back, and I'm wrong, we don't see a solo Namor movie either, because they have distribution rights, which is again, you go back and watch Incredible Hulk, you can see that Universal distributed the movie, whereas the rest of them at that time were Paramount, or once Disney bought Marvel, they were all obviously, distributed by Disney. So that is kind of the situation with Namor. So he's been rumored at forever being involved in someone else's movie, whether it would be a Black Panther or a Fantastic Four or somewhere else that he has shown up in the comics. He's been rumored at appearing in those movies, just because we know that's how we get the character in film. We're not going to see a solo Namor movie right now. So this kind of leans into a lot of the same thoughts and everything. It's like, okay, we've had that rumor forever. Is this going to be just another one of those rumors? I mean, how many people have we rumored to play Namor at any given point? So it's up in the air right now, obviously. Is this going to be true? Is this going to be real? Don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised, like you were saying, I wouldn't be surprised to see Namor actually show up here pretty soon, regardless.
Yeah. It's a very, again, he's been around like Marvel Comics since like the 40s. So
yeah,
it makes sense. We got the nod to like the robot Human Torch in the first Captain America movie. So at the World's Fair, there's a Phineas Mason display. Anyways, so yeah, I'm on board with with all these casting announcements. I'm on board with some of them. We know who they're playing. Some of them we don't. Some of them I am going to question, like Kevin Hart as Ace the Bat Hound. I'm not sure what that is, but
you see the direction of the character.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm on board with these. I like them. So, I believe
Hollywood's been doing some good out there.
I believe that's going to be it for movie news. If y'all are watching live, any y'all have in the comments here, if y'all have anything you want us to talk about, if there was like any particular, I know there was more news stories over this past week, just not so many that I was like on the ready to elaborate on tagline. But if y'all have anything else you want to bring up, let us know.
Yeah, and the truth is that we do want to start gearing this show probably more towards like an hour long instead of being like the 2 hours that it's been before. So I know tonight
we're at 47 minutes right now, so we're doing good.
Well, we're not counting technical difficulties. Yeah, that's the direction we're going to start aiming some of these to be. So that being said, yeah. Namor's first appearance was Marvel Comics #1 back in
1939.
Old character.
Same year as Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind. So
there's your movie news right there. Here's your movie expertise right there.
Your movie connection right there. Movie release dates. Watch out, Scott Mance. I'm coming for that slice. Apparently, I'm gonna have to go through Ben Bateman as well. So
have to go through the rest of the FCL first.
Yeah. I've not seen the trailer for Meet the Blacks 2. Of course, I haven't watched Meet the Blacks 1, so yeah. So, anyways, I think that's gonna do it for tonight. It's been a lot of good news. We've had a lot of fun. It's been a lot of crazy silliness all around, and a little bit of frustration with StreamYard. But yeah, so be it. Such is life. C'est la vie. Anything else you want to add before we start wrapping this show up tonight?
I got nothing other than saying thank you guys for sticking with us, hanging out with us, and putting up with me and my fit of today. Because, man, am I just in an okay mood. That's a stretch. So, again, guys, thank you so much for supporting us. We really do appreciate it. I mean, the fact that there's 7 people viewing this right now is more than we had viewing this a year ago, honestly. So all of that, it's progress. It's great. We love it. We appreciate each and every one of you guys who watch this, who take your time to give us your time, essentially, and enjoy whatever it is that we have to say about whatever movie news and stuff comes out. So we really appreciate you guys. Really do.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and the Lola news right now. Well, as you can tell,
It's bath time.
She's in the process of a really good bath. In fact, here in a minute, I'm pretty sure she's going to give y'all a really fantastic show. So we're going to wrap this up here in a bit.
I'm not acknowledging Vernon's comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So again, coming up pretty soon, like one of these tomorrow night, we will be doing the breakdown of Loki with Miss Kelsey Kirkland from Call to Action podcast YouTube channel. So she will be joining us because she is like the first and foremost, probably biggest Loki Tom Hiddleston fan on the planet. So she will be joining us as we review and break down episodes of Loki that starts tonight / tomorrow.
A few hours.
So make sure y'all watch that episode. Come join us tomorrow night. It's going to be 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern for our breakdown of Loki. It should be a lot of fun because both her and myself are really eagerly looking forward to this. I'm going to guess my brother's like looking forward to this as well. Are you looking forward to this also?
Loki?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'll watch it tonight. I'm not going to bed till after I watch it. Are you kidding?
I have to go to bed early because I have to be at work early because my stupid job doesn't allow me to stay up till 2 a.m. Central Time to watch these shows premiere anymore like it did with WandaVision.
Your wonderful job that gives you a paycheck so that you can afford to...
Again, time versus money. The endless struggle. So, yeah, that's going to be coming up tomorrow, Thursday night. If you are on our Patreon at the Maverick tier, you can join us Thursday night for our movie trivia quiz hangout thing. That's going to be Thursday night. I believe that's also going to be 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. So, Thursday night, hop on our Patreon, Maverick tier. You'll be able to join us. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed these movie trivia hangouts, so... Yep, that's going to be Thursday. Keep an eye on our Twitter at Cinefanatics MLP. We will be posting the poll for the Patreon movie watch along this month. It will be a Fast and Furious movie. It's up to you to decide which movie it's going to be. So keep an eye out with the next day or two. We will have that poll up. The movie watch along will be on the 17th of this month. So not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. And that'll be in time before F9 comes out. So
F9.
F that 9, whatever. Anyways, I think that's it again for stuff that we are doing. Yeah, make sure you follow him. Subscribe to him at twitch.tv/ChrisAdamsMLP. That'll help him out. For example, we'll plug this real quick. Live on air, you received information about the FCL and gave a live reaction. If you have been watching live, subscribed, and paying attention, you would have seen his reaction to this FCL news that thus far has not been announced or broken yet, but it is going to be good. And I cannot wait. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Guys and gals, if y'all are not familiar with the FCL, it is the first class league. It is the developmental league for the movie trivia Schmodown. It is a movie trivia competition of which both me and my brother are a part of. We're having a lot of fun in there. Some wins, some losses, but either way, we end the day having a lot of fun answering movie trivia questions. Oh, yeah, stop. Just whatever. Did you stop trying to cause drama between us? I mean, whatever.
Save the drama for your mama.
Yeah. Anyways, you can watch that. That is Tuesday afternoons on twitch.tv/the Schmodown, typically at 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. So go over there every Tuesday. There's a live match. This coming Tuesday, there will be the first championship match for the FCL singles title. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The undercard, I'm actually I'm probably looking more forward to the undercard than I am the title match. So make sure y'all follow First Class MTS on Twitter. A lot of updates. It's a lot of fun. So make sure y'all are following that as well. And you'll see more in regards to the development of both me and my brother within the First Class League shortly, I would say. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else we want to plug just for funsies?
No, I think that's about it, guys. I think we wrap it up here.
Okay. So again, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Cinefanatics MLP. You can follow me personally at Robert Adams MLP. You can follow my brother Chris Adams MLP. You can follow us at those addresses on Twitter and Instagram and Letterboxd. You can see what we have seen. Follow us on Letterboxd. We are trying to gain a following. I am closing in on 2,000 movies that I have seen and logged on Letterboxd, which apparently
nowhere near that.
is a huge deal. So yeah, make sure you come follow us there if you have not already. Come to the study session this week where one brother appreciates and gains information and wins. The other, questionable. Yeah, that it is. Again, patreon.com/Cinefanatics. So even if you do just $1, first of all, we will appreciate the heck out of your $1. You'll have access to our Discord. We have a lot of fun in that Discord. There's like jokes and behind the scenes, and you might be privy to some information before we talk about it public. Maybe, possibly. It could happen. What was that, Little Rascals? It could happen. Or no. That wasn't Little Rascals. That was Angels in the Outfield. Yes. Nailed it. Anyways, Schmodown. Yeah. So come hop on at least the $1 tier, get you access to our Discord. Watch along Twitter. I think that covers it. Thank you for that. So, guys, thank you all for watching tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us on both streams. I know that was frustrating and confusing, and thank you for still sticking with us. We appreciate it. It means the world to us that you are watching us live, that you are coming back week after week. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here while we do this show. Again, this is our heart and soul. This is something we very much enjoy doing, and we want to see this grow. And because of your watching us week after week, it will grow. It will be successful, and I have absolute faith in it. Thank y'all for watching. So again, if you're watching this, drop us a like. If you're watching this later, comment down below. I don't know how that's going to work since there's two different ones on our channel, but whatever. Comment on both of them. Give them both a like. That's cool. Do it 2 times. I mean, awesome. That just happened to work out in our favor, I guess. Hi, Lola.
Way to look at the positive side.
I know. Always look on the bright side of life.
Guys,
this is it. I still have not seen that movie yet. I need to watch that. Anyways, yeah, so thank y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for being here. As for myself, as for my brother, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank y'all for watching, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Later.
See ya.